Right now at 6:30, the latest on a violent weekend in Lexington. At least one person is dead. And we're tracking the case against two Southern Kentucky women accused of murdering an elderly, disabled woman in her home.
And it looks like we'll start off in the 70s this morning. Yes, you heard me right. 70s this morning, strong, potentially severe storms later on this afternoon. I'll go timing hour by hour coming up.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning and welcome into you. I'm Rebecca Smith. We have a traffic alert to pass along for you right now. There's a major scene on I-75 on the Clays Ferry Bridge at the Fayette-Madison County line. Traffic, we understand, is being diverted. We do have a crew headed to that scene, and we'll have updates as soon as we can get those to you. Well, it looks like a stormy start to our work week. This is a WKYT First Alert Severe Weather Day. Strong to severe storms could be rolling through the bluegrass later today. Let's get a check now with WKYT meteorologist Micah Harris breaking down the threat.
Well, you felt those temperatures yesterday and the day before, upper 80s, lower 90s. You knew something was on the way. Now we're starting off in the 70s this morning. That is well above average, 15, 20 degrees above average. But then you look back toward the north and northwest. Here comes some showers, a few rumbles of thunder. I will tell you this looks like a whole mass of rain that'll be sliding through our neck of the woods. It's not going to happen. You'll get some rain out of this, but also it looks like it's falling apart too. So it's not going to be a complete washout this morning. However, if we do get that, that will be a huge help in this severe weather threat later on this afternoon, because severe weather, it needs a lot of sunshine. It needs that heat to really get going. And if you have the rain around, if you have the cloud cover around, it won't get going. So there's some good news. Hopefully that hangs tight, but we're looking for that potential later on today. I'll show you timing on this, how it will affect your plans later on this afternoon, because it will. We will have strong thunderstorms, but the severe weather threat, I have that coming up.
All right. Thanks so much, Micah. It was a violent weekend in Lexington. For the 7th time this year, police are investigating a homicide. The victim was found shot to death yesterday on Whitney Avenue. Another man was also shot yesterday 1 block over. WKYT's Mark Barber has been making phone calls this morning. Mark, what new information have you been able to uncover?
Good morning, Rebecca. We've been speaking with friends of the 3 men who were shot, and they tell us that 2 of the men were brothers and all 3 were related. Police say that 31-year-old Montez Graves was shot and killed when he was sitting in a car on Whitney Avenue around 6 o'clock last night. Investigators tell us that he and another man were shot several times. According to their friends, the victims were brothers. Officers say that the man who survived is in serious condition. Friends of those 2 men say that the brothers were also related to a man who was shot just a block away a few hours later. Police say in that shooting, the victim was rushed to the hospital with life-threatening injuries after he was shot in a car. When we asked investigators if the 2 cases are connected, they said they are still trying to figure out if they are related because there was a short amount of time and distance between those shootings. Now, police were back out on the scene of that Charles Avenue shooting this morning, searching for more information. However, at this time, investigators say that they have not made any arrests. Live in Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Thanks so much, Mark. We'll be in court today when 2 women accused of murdering an elderly woman face a judge in Rockcastle County. Tabitha Howard and Kimberly Slusher both told us they're innocent. The couple accused of breaking into 86-year-old Mary Hinton's home last week and killing her. Investigators say Hinton died of blunt force trauma. Howard and Slusher are set to be arraigned this morning. A man faces charges for a weekend crash that sent 3 people to the hospital. The Anderson News reports that Roberto Montalvo was drunk when police say he crashed into a car yesterday on Tyrone Hill near Lawrenceburg. 2 women were flown to the hospital with serious injuries. Montalvo was also taken to the hospital before going to jail. Well, this morning we're waiting for the Fayette County coroner to identify a man killed in a Lexington crash. The coroner says yesterday's crash on Winchester Road at Avon appeared to be head-on with a semi and a pickup truck. The man in the pickup died at the scene. New this morning, state police say a Stanford police officer was speeding when he hit and killed a man. The crash happened in January on US 150 near Crab Orchard. 69-year-old Howard Robbins was killed. The Interior Journal reports that a KSP investigation found Officer Travis Richardson was doing 90 miles an hour when he crashed into Robbins. Richardson was on his way to work at the time. We're starting to learn more about the arrest of 3 people accused in a violent kidnapping in Breathitt County. Jackson City police say the suspects bound the victim with duct tape and beat her up. She was able to escape and call for help. Police charged Sharon Campbell, William Gardner, and David Haddix in the case. A man accused of kidnapping his daughter in Georgia will be in court in Lexington today. Police in Georgia say 29-year-old Amadou Berry kidnapped the 7-year-old girl over the weekend. They say he climbed through a second-story window and held his ex-girlfriend at gunpoint before taking off with the child. Berry and another man were arrested Saturday night in Lexington at the DoubleTree Hotel on Richmond Road. There is a $100,000 reward in hopes of bringing 2 escaped prisoners from New York to justice. The pair managed to cut their way out of a maximum security prison close to the Canadian border. Hannah Daniels has more on the manhunt from Dannemora, New York.
They could be literally anywhere.
Hundreds of officers from federal and state law enforcement agencies are combing through the wooded areas surrounding the Clinton Correctional Facility, hunting for David Sweat and Richard Matt. The convicted killers left behind decoys in their beds Saturday as they used power tools to cut their way through prison walls.
We presume that they may have had access to a vehicle, as well as they may have received assistance in their escape effort.
Must have kept you awake with all that cutting, huh?
Governor Andrew Cuomo, who toured the facility over the weekend, called the plan sophisticated. The men managed to crawl through a series of tunnels and steam pipes before finally cutting through a lock on this manhole.
It required a period of time, no doubt, to execute. The period of time could have been days.
Officials believe the dangerous fugitives could have crossed into nearby Canada or traveled southwest. Authorities have also alerted agencies in Mexico to be on the lookout. Matt, who was serving 25 years to life for a murder conviction, fled to Mexico in 1997 before he was extradited back to the States. Sweat was serving a life sentence for murdering a sheriff's deputy in 2002. Hannah Daniels for CBS News, Dannemora, New York.
Well, this is the first escape in the prison's 150-year history. Authorities now investigating whether the tools used in the prison break belong to a contractor. Those may have been left behind or lost. Well, firefighters in Laurel County say they are still able to respond to calls despite a fire station being damaged in a crash. Fire Station 2 was hit by a dump truck over the weekend. The truck went through one of the bay doors and hit a fire engine inside. Repairs are underway. Firefighters want to assure the public that they will still be able to respond to every call and keep the public safe. Well, the list of candidates for Fayette County Superintendent will be narrowed down this week. The Herald Leader reports that the school board will be meeting tomorrow. Online interviews with candidates will start on Wednesday. We will not know who is being interviewed until later this month. The school board hopes to name a new superintendent by July 1st. Today, you can share your comments about a proposal to raise the minimum wage in Lexington. The Urban County Council heard from a packed crowd back in March. Councilwoman Jennifer Mazzotti is proposing that the minimum wage be increased to $10.10 an hour over 3 years. Tonight's meeting is at 5 o'clock at the Government Center. Well, folks across the Commonwealth came together to remember a Perry County native known as the Mother of Folk. Family members say Jean Ritchie died last week at her Berea home at the age of 92. She grew up in Viper in Perry County and was the youngest of 14 children. Friends and family at Ritchie's memorial service spoke about the legacy she leaves behind.
Anytime there was any kind of a group of people together, the first thing she thought of is they should all be singing something. So that's what, we're going to be expecting a lot of people here today. I don't know how many, but everybody is going to be singing.
Ritchie is survived by her brother and 2 sons. Well, there's still a whole lot of excitement this morning in the horsing industry. American Pharoah broke a 37-year drought by winning the Triple Crown. It was definitely exciting to see. There's a chance we could see that colt race again right here in Lexington. Hillary Thornton is live downtown for us. Hillary, what is next for American Pharoah?
Good morning. Later this morning here at the Fifth Third Bank Pavilion in Cheapside Park, the Breeders' Cup Committee will talk about this year's event being held at Keeneland, and it is an event that we could see Triple Crown winner American Pharoah run in right here in Lexington. This is the first time Keeneland will host the World Championship, set to run October 30th and 31st, featuring the premier race, the Breeders' Cup Classic. An exciting race in itself, but now with a Triple Crown winner in the sport, many wonder if we will see American Pharoah take to the Keeneland track this fall. Yesterday, his trainer Bob Baffert told reporters that is the goal, and his owner says their plan is to race the colt for the rest of the year if he stays healthy, saying everyone needs to enjoy this horse. Now, this morning's announcement will begin at 10:15 here at Fifth Third Bank Pavilion. Mayor Jim Gray, as well as officials from both Keeneland and the Cup, will reveal events that are scheduled for when the championship is here in town. In Lexington, Hillary Thornton, back to you.
It's going to be an exciting time. It sure was this weekend to see that Triple Crown win. Let's check traffic right now. We do understand there's a big situation going on I-75 at Clays Ferry Bridge, and Dawn's here to fill us in.
Yeah, there's a tractor trailer that's on fire on the bridge. It's on southbound 75 at the Clays Ferry Bridge. And at the moment, the Clays Ferry Bridge southbound is completely blocked, so no lanes are open. Traffic's actually exiting just there in Fayette County prior to the Clays Ferry Bridge to get past that. So it's quite a mess on the southbound side, getting several calls on this. And also northbound's impacted. Just a slowdown, though, on northbound because all lanes are open. But obviously, this is causing a lot of distraction for people coming in from Madison County toward Lexington. This tractor trailer is still on fire, by the way, so they haven't been able to get it out yet, so it'll be closed for a while. Also getting a live look at 75, 64. That's the northern split where we're not having any problems this morning, but up the road we have the issues. On our Waze map, we're showing normal traffic flow here in Lexington on the circle. Obviously, the interstate's a little different situation. Southbound 75 coming in from Madison County this morning are headed toward Madison County. We'll keep you up to date with that throughout the morning. Now back to you.
No, you will. Thanks so much, Dawn. More news from WKYT this morning is on the way. Hope you're having a great Monday. Not every lumberjack is bearded and burly. Some are lumberjills. How women are working to chip away at a stereotype in a very physical sport.
Looking outside, seeing that rain to the north and northwest of us, what this will do is chip away at our severe weather threat if it sticks together. Do I expect it to stick together? And what do I look like for timing? Well, I'll have all that coming up with your latest forecast next.